the theme music goes. This is where the theme music goes. This is where the theme music goes. Hey y'all, what's up? It's Damali, and you are listening to and watching. Good morning, everyone.
Except
Hi, Maurice.
hi to Molly. And hello everyone. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Everyone Except, a new podcast where we illuminate the different things that really tick my fleas.
Okay.
Tick and my fleas get ticked.
First of all, since when did you have fleas? That's a new development. Are you okay, Maurice? Are
It's
you okay?
it's a metaphor, okay?
I think you'd just be making up stuff. That's what I
Of
think.
course. Of course, this is all made up.
Fine, fine. We will go with it.
Thank
So
you.
he's like, "Thank you." The judges said yes. We'll go with it. So what is ticking your fleas or grinding your gears today? What's the good morning?
Today is Good Morning Everyone Except People Who Say Grand Rising.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting one. So please tell us. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but I want to hear you say it so that you can get in trouble and not me. Um, what is your issue with people who say grand rising? Please.
First of all, shout outs to all the elevated, cultured, educated, wokety woke in the world. Not like governmental wokety woke, not
No,
like blue or red wokety woke, but like
the original version, which
in
meant
sense
yeah,
I stay
exactly
woke.
like our shit.
Yes, yeah, like those
Yes.
of us. Yes. And I mean, and I get that,
No,
you
just say
want to
how you
do a
feel.
thing.
No, no
I mean,
caveats. No caveats. Just
oh,
say how you feel
okay,
about
you
it.
right, you right, you right.
Be mad.
F it, F it then, because it's just so. It just sounds so pretentious. It's like I can't bring myself to say good morning, so I'm gonna say grand rising, and then I'm like, hey, good morning, and they're like, no, grand rising.
Did that
I'm not
actually happen
morning.
to you? Did somebody do that?
I've had this experience before, especially when it first got hot. Like when it first got hot, like it felt like Grand Rising just kind of took over one week, and it was just like everybody was like, "Oh, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising," and with beef, like they started the beef, like they beef against people that just say good morning because we've been saying good
Hmm.
morning since we've been speaking English, and
So, okay, so generally, would you say that it's still, at the very least, an offering of some pleasant blessing or affirmation for how your day will go, that their intention is still a positive one? Would you agree with that?
sometimes,
So, how
sometimes.
so? Tell me.
Sometimes they just want to be contrarian. They just want to be different. These are like the same people that try to tell you like, oh, the Beatles ain't all that, or the folks that like they just can't accept that you like a thing or that you're okay with a thing, and they just want to force you out of it. It's like,
Yeah, I can see that. I do
get
feel
off my
like
get off my nerves.
yeah, I feel like people just like to argue about stuff. I don't know if the internet brings that out of us or just the anonymous nature of it, of online conversation brings people into this place where they just have to disagree or they're excited to be the one that doesn't like something everybody else likes. For example, I think that a Facebook memory had came up where it was about the Black Panther. This is around the time when Black Panther first came out during this time.
Hmm.
And I
Right.
remember I saw a post that came up in my Facebook memories, and I was like, okay, I already know some of y'all are not gonna like the movie, so you don't have to get all like, oh, I didn't like Black Panther, just so you can be different. Because some people I feel like really just wanted to be the one black person was like, it wasn't very good, actually.
Wakanda was misrepresented in this. Like, it's fiction.
Right. So some people like that kind of attention where they're just on the opposite side. So
Yeah. And I feel like Grand Rising is like a surefire way to, before words can even be exchanged, to just let me know that you're just being contrarian for no real good reason.
so has there ever been a time where someone said it to you genuinely from your perspective, just trying to wish you well?
I'm sure. I'm sure there are some beautiful people out there, and they just want you to have the most granola vegan, like best kind of monatomic gold, just brimming at the rim with all of the conscious wokeness and woke consciousness that they could possibly muscle into you. So yeah, it could be, and it's still just like, it's just still mildly great, grating.
Just kinda gives you the heebie-jeebies
Yeah.
a
Mm,
little bit, a little bit.
mm, mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're gonna
So,
be trying to serve me vegan mac and cheese. Shout outs to the people that make
I
vegan mac and cheese. It'd be some good ones though. It'd be some good
I'm
ones.
sure
It'd be
there's
fat.
some meat eaters that say Grand Rising. I'm pretty sure that that Venn diagram does include that section.
It's like doggone near circle. It's like a
Okay.
slightly blurry circle.
I'm pretty sure there's an overlap in
No, no,
some
meat.
way.
No, like meat eater. It's like they just kiss right there, right. So it's not a complete overlap. It's almost a complete separation. Just it's a figure
Well,
eight.
in all seriousness, my counterpoint, I think, would really just be that, like I was kind of saying, some people have their own way of wishing you well. We all communicate how we communicate. It's communication, right? Someone's engaging with you from an authentic place. And as Black people, we're coming into this unapologetic, let us be whoever we are. I give Black people a ton of leeway to be Black in whatever way they want to show up. So I guess
Okay.
for me,
Okay.
I just count that as one of the ways in which we're all exploring our place in the world, how we want to communicate verbally to each other. So I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't think
I'm
it's
not
that
going to police your.
terrible.
I'm not going to police your blackness. I'm not going to police your blackness. I'll write it 50 times. I'm not going to police your blackness.
Okay, Bart. So, all right, maybe we need a third perspective on this.
Please,
So,
please, because I'm like,
we talked to my friend, Kether Morgan, as someone who actually does say Grand Rising. That's her words of choice. And yeah, let's cut to the tape and see what Kether had to say about this, and then we'll come back and see if Maurice's mind has been changed.
let's roll that beautiful Grand Rising footage.
All right, just give it a second, Maurice.
Ooh. Oh, oh, hi. Greetings. Good morning. Peace and blessings. Ah, yes, there it is. There it is. Dear Kether, I hear you're an avid user of the term Grand Rising. Is that true? Ah, what up with that? Like, what up? Like, where? What's what's your take on it? What? Why? What does it for you with Grand Rising? Oh, I mean, yeah, it's kind of phonetic. It's kind of phonetic. I mean, it's okay, but it's a different word though, right? Like, I is there what's the pay? What's your experience saying Grand Rising? How do you feel with a Grand Rising in the morning?
Mm.
will do something that offers something very different. It'll offer you an opportunity to rise and align with the sun that we see. It allows us to rise into our day. It allows us to rise our frequencies. It allows us to hold true to the integrity of the divine beings that we are.
All right, all right, all right. I can dig, you know, rising with the sun and rising to my higher self and the higher vibrations and things. And but can't my tone and inflection, even if I'm having a wonderful top of the day, and I say, "Huh, good morning," it isn't if it's my tone, then isn't it my tone that sets the tone for the word that I use?
Mm.
That's
So
a
I
great
know,
question.
like, don't I know if I'm not on that deaf shit?
Mm. You would think that. However, as a collective, we're still learning how to navigate these energies. When you're so steeped in a stress, it becomes normal, right? So,
Hmm.
if you take a moment to look at the adaptability of these bodies, when we are under stressful situations, bombs dropping, eventually that can just become very regular. And so, rather than relying on the repository mind to think that it knows and thinks that it's in control the way we perceive it, we can allow ourselves to rise into the unknown and allow ourselves to move past what we think we have access to, because we can shoot much further. Our imaginations may be able to surprise us if we leave ourselves open to it.
Huh.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for your time. Maurice, I think we have a lot to consider when we think about your verdicts.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'll weigh it. I'll
Peace.
consider it.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you, Catherine. Peace and blessings to you.
Peace and blessings.
Okay. Wow. That was really
Mhm.
good. What did you think,
Girl,
Maurice?
she was dancing like Ali on me. I mean, there were some sticks. There were some things that were there to consider, and and her energy is just
Yeah.
so there. Like
Yeah.
she tried to sass me out a little bit, just a little bit, but
A little bit.
I'm
No
a that was a little passion about the sentiment behind a grand rising, and
way. Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I get that phonetics does take a place, like I said,
Yeah.
and there is, I guess, anybody that's being that intentional about setting their frequency and setting the vibes.
Yes.
As long as you don't come, as long as you don't, throw stones at me, then that's fine.
Yes.
You can.
Absolutely. And I think there definitely is a difference between somebody who you recognize is honoring the way words show up in our body and our intentions, and somebody who's just trying to snark you or just trying to be that, like what were you saying before, that's trying to like be
That
contrarian.
contrarian.
Right. And as you can see, the Kether's bringing energy that is not necessarily about contrarianism. It's about honoring the spirit, the oneness of our words and our body. Right. And so that's different than maybe what your experience has been with people who have said it to you with a different intention. I don't know. What do you think? I'm leaving this is up
That
to you. What's your verdict? Because you don't heard all the
that
things.
that could be a thing. You could be right, Damali. You very well. This very well could be the case, and
Well, I just want to establish at the outset that I'm usually always right, but that's neither here nor there. Just wanted to level set. So we're going to put that aside. It's not about whether or not I'm right.
okay.
The answer is I'm always right. But what is your verdict? What do you think?
I think that in this case, I am willing to revoke the exception to my good morning.
Wow.
Yup. Yup. So good morning and grand rising to people that say grand rising.
I think I'm gonna shed a tear. I love this. No, this is so surprising.
This is like a Blood Crip gang war being settled. This is like the peace treaty going on right here. We might.
It is. We have the good morning folks and the grand rising folks coming together.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I guess that could be a thing. Just on probation. This is on a probationary period. If you
That's fair.
correct my good morning with a grand rising, I'm taking it back.
Gonna have problems.
It's gonna be beef. It's gonna be seitan. It's gonna be the kind of whatever kind of protein you want. It's gonna be tofu between us if you try to correct me.
Well, thank you. And thank you to our special guest, Kether. Thank you for your energy and love and patience with our shenanigans. We love you. And we will see you next week.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.